we are going to start with our blanket or a pillow. We're going to start off in bound angle pose. And then I just want to take a moment as we're coming in and everyone's getting settled in that if you are committing to the 30 days, if you've decided to make this part of your life for the next 25 days or so, whatever it is that we have left, I just want to advise, as somebody who's been through many different cycles of committing to something, usually for 40 days or longer. As a matter of fact, Friday is, well, no, I guess Thursday, because it was leap year, day 365 of me meditating every single day, which was quite a commitment for me. But it started here with one of these 30 days, well, a 40-day commitment. And it took me about 18 tries to make it to that 40 days. I would start and I would stop, and I would start and I would stop. So if you have a day where that voice kind of comes in and says, oh, you deserve a day off, and if you deserve a day off, take a day off. But if it's like this old pattern coming in and kind of convincing you to quit, just show up on your mat anyway. Lay in child's pose or lay in shavasana and be part of the energy of class anyway, and let old patterns go. And then maybe as you're hearing the class and feeling the energy of the participants, you'll feel the need to move as well. It really is just making that commitment over and over, including every morning, so that as you wake up, you can just greet this with what it's supposed to be, self-care at its finest. And so we're gonna lay down today, giving ourselves a little bit of a hug, a little bit of a heart opener, and I'll bring today's lesson in. So as you lay down into bound angle pose, knees opening out. And I want you to bring the roll of your blanket today to your chest, to your belly. And then cross your arms over and feel this weighted pressure resting on your sternum. And shift around as you need to make sure that you feel really comfortable here. With the arms crossed, you can feel the shoulder blades spreading out and making a firm connection to the earth. With the knees open and the feet pressing together, you can feel the inner thighs, the inner groin, the inner hips starting to open and release their tension. Feel the back of your head pressing into the earth. Just creating this as the start of your yoga practice today. Letting what you were doing before go and letting what comes after go as you just focus here on your body settling into this position. And then bring your awareness to your heart, to your sternum, and to the weight that the blanket, the pillow, and your arms are bringing there, this comforting weight. This position, as you start to sink into it, this position is recognized by your brain, by your nervous systems, and by your heart as a hug. An actual, physical, literal hug where the brain chemistries start to come alive with that love, that oxytocin, that wonderful feel-good hormone that courses through us when we're happy, when we're hugging a loved one, when we're just enjoying with ourselves. Feel a sense of calm in your breathing. Feel a sense of heaviness in your arms. The more weight you can bring to the sternum right here, this gentle pressure that allows the oxytocin to release and move through your body. The more you can settle
the more you can really feel that goodness coming in, that love turning on. Feel the sense of steadiness and groundedness. Feel the sense of self-love. Continuing with our nature theme today, our lesson is with air, and we're going to be doing a lot of movement with our breath, a lot of breath exercises, leaving class feeling really clear and open and strong. But I'm also going to tie the air lesson in with Friday's lesson of ether, because air and ether to me are almost inseparable. They're these intertwined partners that can't really happen without the other. Air being my favorite example of air and ether, or a personal example of air and ether, is I'm a knuckle cracker. I like to pop my knuckles a lot. And so you pop the air, you feel that pressure release into the knuckles, but then the sound that it makes, that's the ether. Sound releases into the ether, the ether, however you want to pronounce it. And so with that combination of air and ether today, we're going to be holding space. Holding space for ourselves, holding space for our family, for our community. And we're going to allow our breath to become our partner in that intertwinable, one can't exist without the other, this place where we're going to expand and grow in our breath in volume and in volume. So let's take 5 more breaths here. Just allow yourself to really relax again. Feel the pressure of your arms pressing in. Feel the pressure of your spine releasing. This position is best held for at least a minute longer when appropriate. And just give yourself another extra squeeze. Exhale. Bring your knees together. Unwind your arms, tuck the blanket over to your side, and then turn over to the right. Just cradle your head here for a moment. Feel the weight shift. Feel everything soften as you take a breath, feeling that space open and hearing the sound. Slowly come on up to a seated position, taking your rolled blanket now and allowing it to be your cushion. Today's class, we are going to move. We're going to move quite a bit, don't worry, but we're going to start off sitting with our breath. Breathing is one of those things that I didn't understand how important it was. When I started my yoga journey, I would hear the teachers say inhale and exhale and fill your lungs and notice how it feels, and it just kind of went over my head. Until I was in yoga teacher training, and I had a very lovely teacher called, named Dr. Dale Beagle. Hi, Dr. Beagle. Who helps me to fall in love with the art of pranayama.
And thankfully, one of my daily teachers is also in love with pranayama, this wonderful act of using your breath to change your mood, to change your health, to change your life, to create energy when you need it, to bring that energy down when you need to create volume in your breath and health in your cells. So we're going to breathe today. And we're going to start off very simply with a 3-part breath. This is often also called yogic breath. And in that 3 parts, and if you've done this with me before, hopefully this is one of your favorites. I feel like this is perhaps my favorite breath exercise of all time because you can really feel the parts of your breath. So bring your hands to the sides of your waist, and we're going to sit here with part 1. Belly breath. And if it's more comfortable for you to move to a chair or to lay down, please feel free to do so. You want to be very comfortable here, and you can also come up to kneel or shift your weight whenever you need to. But hands at your waist, really feel the sides of your belly, and then shut your eyes and start to breathe and expand the belly and feel the fingers widen out. And if it doesn't feel right for your shoulders to be in this position, you can just bring your hands to your belly and feel the expansion there. Sometimes it's a little bit more relaxed for the shoulders. Long, tall spine, comfortable in your seat, shoulders relaxed. And we'll take about 10 breaths at each part of our 3-part breath. So 10 breaths here, really filling into the belly, imagining that you're blowing up from the inside out. The exhale, you're feeling the belly button pressed toward the spine, checking in with your foundation, checking in with the antenna of your spine, stacking shoulders and hips. And keep going here, listening to the sound of the inhale, feeling it fill the breath, fill the belly. Exhale, listen to the sound. Keep going here. Bringing the air into the body. Listening to the sound that it makes. One more. Hands are going to slide now to the sides of the rib cage. And again, if this is uncomfortable for shoulders, you're just going to bring your hands to your heart and feel the expansion there. But I want to really introduce that feeling that we're volumizing not only into the front of our lungs, but into the sides. We're filling into the back. We're filling from bottom to top. And so hands at the sides of your ribs now or at the front of your chest. And start with the belly. Inhale, right now we're just going to stay with that breath at the sides of the ribs. So belly stays still and just start to breathe here into the diaphragm. Really listen to the sound of your breath here, 10 rounds. Allowing slowness in your day here, allowing a little bit of curiosity. How big can you expand? How much can you focus? Really imagine that you're bringing energy in and sending stagnancy out. Relax the arms down for a moment, roll into the wrists, bring feeling back into those shoulders. And I want you to sit with hands at your knees,
But widen out into the shoulders here. Instead of bringing hands up, I want us to notice our breath here at our third part, into the top of our chest, into the throat, into the shoulders. So really round through the shoulder blades, plus this feels so nice. And inhale there just at the top of your lungs. Trying to leave the belly and the diaphragm out of it just for scientific research. And just notice if this is the familiar breath to you. Notice if this is where it feels easy to breathe, this top of the lungs. We spend most of our day breathing right here. And relax the shoulders. Just reach the legs out. Bring some circulation back in. Sit in staff pose for a moment. Eyes lowered. Just take a few full breaths and exhale out of the mouth. We're going to sit with that three-part breath here for about 2 minutes. So bring the legs back in, crossing opposite leg on top now. Adjusting yourself, and we'll sit with that three-part breath. And this really is a fantastic way to volumize into the body, energize into the body, heal yourself from the inside out, and really just create this day of awesome. That's why we're all here, right? So let's create this day of awesome. Soften your eyes and soften your jaw. Let your hands rest on your knees, or you can flip the palms up and press thumb and first finger together, just symbolizing that union between breath and body, mind and body. And then from the belly, let's do part 1, inhale. Keep inhaling, part 2. Keep inhaling, part 3. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. The belly is the last thing to come closer to the spine. Lift really tall in the shoulders and the neck. Inhale, first part belly. Keep inhaling, 2. All the way up to the throat, 3. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. Sink into your own rhythm. Inhaling belly. Just when you think you're full enough, keep pulling that air in. Notice how much more room you have. Keep pulling that air in. Volumize all the way up into the shoulders. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. Just as mindful with the exhale as you are with the inhale. Fun fact about breathing: the more effective you can make your exhale, the more effective the inhale becomes. We're pretty efficient at inhaling. It's the exhale that causes us problems. We don't get rid of all of the air in our lungs. We don't create enough space as we're breathing in our daily lives. And so while we're getting enough oxygen to get by, we're not getting rid of the byproduct of that oxygen, that CO2. And so this kind of breath helps you to do that. So 5 more rounds. Inhale your belly. Inhale your heart. Inhale your throat. And let that breath lead. Just really noticing. Feel the belly button press gently toward the spine as you let all of the breath go. 3 more. Take a moment before we start our movement practice. Just Sit with your energy at your heart for a moment, connecting to my heart and to the heart of everyone in the room with us. Very happy Wednesday to you all. Let's come up and over into downward dog and get some circulation going in our legs. Blanket can move out of the way now. Move slowly and find your way into about 10 breaths of downward dog. And here, have a few open mouth sighs and really notice the exhales. Let the belly button press toward the spine and move here in a side-to-side manner, in a twisting manner, bending one knee then the other. Just really shift the weight as it feels good. Open up into your body. Reversing blood flow here and just creating the space. And again, as you're moving here, my ankle just popped, reminding me of that air and ether lesson, that lovely, you can't have one without the other. Bring these down to the earth, and we just sat still with our breath, which is fun, and it's energizing, and it's lovely. But it's also, we can also move with our breath. Cat-cow is a passion of mine. I love cat-cow. I can teach cat-cow anywhere, anytime, any position. I love it. It's my personal favorite. It's something I teach all of the time, and I love it because you move your spine and you move your air. So 3-part breathing here, purposefully noticing the breath more than the movement, but allowing the movement to flow with the breath. So inhale, belly drops down as you open it to breathe. Open into the heart, open into the throat. Exhale into the throat, from the heart. Squeeze the belly to the spine, get rid of your stagnancy. Inhale, open the belly, open the heart, open the throat. Exhale, tuck the chin, close the throat, well, keep your heart open, but empty it, and then exhale into that belly. And we'll take about 8 more rounds here. This is fantastic to do to bring energy into the body and to, again, get rid of that stagnancy. The stagnancy is what we're here to get rid of, to work through that waste in the body. We want that detoxifying effect of our yoga practice to keep us young, to keep us coming back for more, to keep us feeling bright and open so that we can offer it to our world. 5 more rounds, listen to your breath. Slow down. Next inhale, come back to tabletop. Bring forearms down, foot palms up. Wiggle into your fingers and move side to side into the elbows and knees. And 3 open mouth exhales. And stretching forward. Find downward facing dog. Again, find length in your plank pose and then lift up through the hips. 3 breaths here. Let's bend into both knees and lift the hips up toward the sky. You can shorten the stance a little if you need to. Chest pressing toward the thighs with those knees bent. It's all about the length of the spine. Take a deep belly inhale. Pull it to your heart. Pull it to your throat. Let it go. Step forward, wide-legged ragdoll, hang forward, knees bent. Hands can rest on the earth or hold opposite elbows. 5 rounds of that 3-part breath here. Really try to expand into the belly as you're compressing forward, as you're making the belly organ smaller, literally you're creating all of this change inside. So use the breath to expand as much as you can. Pull that energy into the heart. Pull that energy into your shoulders. Exhale slowly. Feel everything soften, lengthen, and relax. 3 more. Half lift. Arms or hands to your shins, legs lengthen out, crown of the head reaches away from the tailbone. Take a belly breath. Feel the belly press toward the earth. This is an awkward position to feel that 3-part breath in. Just do the best you can. Take another round, belly breath, heart breath, all the way up into that throat. Press into the feet. Keep the spine nice and long. Start to lift up to a standing position. Reach the arms up. Keep the fingers stretching up. Exhale slowly. Keep the fingers reaching up. Expand into the belly. Expand into the sides of the ribs. Expand into the throat. Exhale, fold in. Feel yourself. Relax. Forward hands can come to the calves. Half lift. Inhale. Lengthen out. Exhale. Fold. Press through the feet. Legs are firm. Spine is long. Stretch the arms up. Right away from the hips. Fold in. Half lift. Inhale. Listen to your breath. When the exhale starts, you fold in. When the inhale starts, you start to lift up. Legs are firm, rising with joy, rising with purpose. When the exhale starts, you fold into your beautiful self. Lift your heart. Fill the lungs. Fold it in. Hands to your calves. Just creating this space. Press through your feet. Reach through your arms all the way up. When the exhale starts, pour forward, fold in. All of a sudden noticing you're in a moving meditation with your breath. Listen. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you fold. Let's slow down. Inhale as you lengthen, half lift. Exhale, listen. Let's take 5 more. Go at your own pace. If you miss a beat or do it wrong, remember there's no doing it wrong. Just connect to your breath. Slow down, last 2. As you finish out your final one, we'll meet in Tadasana pose. Rest your hands at your heart. And take your time getting there. There's no rush. And then we're going to move with our breath here in Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A, very slow and steady. What we just did was basically the first part, and we're going to add the second part, which does involve some stepping back and forth in and out of plank pose and back into a forward fold. So feel free to modify any of that as we move through, and if you ever have specific questions about how to modify from your practice, just stay after class, we can chat, or send me a message, we can chat. And now we can even do it face to face, which is fun. So hands at your heart, let your eyes close for a moment. Just check in with your posture. Check in with the length of your feet pressing into the earth. Hip distance is fine with me today. Traditional Tadasana brings those big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, just to create that completely neutral feel in the legs. Legs are active here. You're pressing into the earth to fill the body with that rebound energy. Kneecaps are lifted, quads are engaged, belly is lifting away, or ribcage is lifting away from the hips. And shoulders are reaching away from the ears, just creating this length in your spine and in your body. Crown of the head reaching up, but there's a slight tuck to your chin to keep that absolute length in the back of your neck. And eyes closed for a moment. Allow your heart to connect to mine and to everyone else in the room in this lovely 30 days of community yoga where we come together. And we'll breathe here in our sun salutations. I'll call out the barest minimum of explanation so that you can really be with your breath. That 3-part breath works here. Ujjayi breath works here, which is just basically a 3-part breath but smoother, where you really just fill from bottom to top with that loud nostril breathing, where you really feel and hear the air coming into the body from the bottom to the top. Before we move, let's take one of those together. Exhale. Press into your fingers. Reach through the arms. Inhale. From the hips, legs are firm. Fold forward. Lift your heart. Inhale, hands to your shins. Bend your knees. Step back to plank pose. Inhale, plank pose. Knees come down and lower. Elbows hug in. Heart lifts. Toes present. And downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Listen to your breath. Slow and steady, 2 more. Take knees if shoulders are tired, but keep breathing. Knees bend, look forward to your hands. As you exhale, step up to your forward fold and fold. Half lift, hands to your shins, lengthen all the way up. Feel the breath come in. Exhale and fold. Rise with joy all the way up. Reach the arms. Hands to your heart. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold, listen. Inhale, heart opens. Knees bend, plant the hands, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Lift your heart. Downward dog, 5 breaths, and listen, child's pose if you'd like. Arms are strong, one more round. Inhale, knees bend, look forward. Exhale, step up and fold in. Half lift and fold. Rise all the way up. Hands to your heart. Left palm to the sternum, right palm on top. Tuck your chin to your chest and breathe here. Notice your posture. The only thing folding forward is the chin at this point. Feel that stretch in the back of the neck. Take a deep belly breath. Pull it into your heart. Pull it into the back of the neck here. Exhale. Lift your face. Relax your arms, eyes open. As you inhale, reach up, look up, stretch. Exhale, fold and step back, downward dog. Knees come down to the earth. And if you'd like, you can bring your blanket in at this point under the knees. I always do. I always like that little bit of padding. If you don't have a blanket, well, if you're at home, either grab one or you can roll your mat up a little bit and find that padding right there in front of you without having to move. So nice and tall, kneeling position here. Tops of the feet to the earth. Shine your palms forward here and check in with your alignment. Knees to hips, hips to shoulders, and ears and shoulders. Right leg steps forward into a 90-degree lunge for the body. So staying uplifted, ankle and knee in line with each other. And then open out. Flip that left foot sideways and open out into the hips. And then bring your right wrist to right knee, flipping the palm out toward me. Feel that stretch in inner thigh and inner groin. And then left arm is going to flip down beside you, palm rolling out again. And moving with the breath here, options. As you inhale, that left arm is going to reach up, creating stretch in the side of the ribs. As you exhale, you're either going to just reach over or right arm is going to come down and touch the ground, little fingertip action. Coming up, inhale, reach tall. And exhale, either just reaching over and reaching down. And 8 more times. Just coming into a rhythm. Eyes can close. Inhaling as you lengthen. Listen to your breath. Feel that stretch. 3 more. Concentrating on getting rid of all of the air, pulling in the fullness of the inhale, but get rid of the air. Let's hold here, stretch. Then slowly come back up. We'll come back to center and come back to that kneeling position, nice and tall, tops of the feet press in. And just take a moment and notice differences here in the hips, in the front of the hips there. And I'll turn my blanket around, you don't have to. And we'll bring ourselves to the other side. Nice and tall in your spine. Shift the weight to that right knee and left knee comes forward now. 90-degree bend, setting up that first part of the move. And then we open out into the hips, swinging that right ankle in line with the knee as we open. Left hand or left wrist comes to the knee, and you're physically helping yourself into that deeper thigh and groin stretch here. Open up through the right palm. Inhale, reach length, reach space. And as you exhale, either just reach over or reach down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. And keep going here. Eyes can close if you feel steady, if you feel balanced. Two more. Stretch. And stretch over, reach. Slowly come up. Back to center, back to kneeling. And then let's stretch it forward into child's pose, melting it down. And for about 5 of your breaths, I invite you here to just plug your ears with your fingers in child's pose. And just listen to the sound of your inhale and exhale. Really let that fill your ears here. 5 breaths. Slowly release out of your plugged ears. Start to come on up, and we're going to come over to our backs. Blanket can move out off to the side. We'll come into a few stretches here, and then sit in one more breath exercise as we fall into our Shavasana. So laying back onto your mat, hug your knees to your chest. Press the small of the back into the earth. Bring your feet down. Arrange your spine so that you feel nice and long there on the earth. tailbone reaching away from the shoulders. You can press into the elbows, lift up into the chest, and bring the shoulder blades a little closer together. Right ankle comes to cross at the left thigh, finding a pigeon shape, but not hugging in. We're going to come into a stretch for the side of the body as well as a pigeon stretch twist. So hands are going to come up and interlace behind your head. And we're going to take care of our foot here. And we're going to come over into a twist. So we're in our pigeon stretch, coming into a twist. And if this is uncomfortable in hips, then you're going to bring knees and ankles together instead of having that pigeon stretch. And then you're going to lift up into the head, neck, and torso. And move yourself over to the right. So you're moving torso away from the legs. And now breathe here into the left side of your belly, the left side of your ribs, and the left side of your shoulders and chest. Breathing slowly, listen. And picking up head, neck, and torso, come back to center. Release the arms. Bring the legs back to center and release the legs. Move around here, just releasing all of that twisting hip work you just did. And we'll find it on the other side. Right foot stays pressing in. Left ankle comes to cross. You can stay here. You can drop over to your twist. If that's too intense, you can unpigeon the legs and just stay in the twist. So many options here to make it feel right to you today. And then hands interlace. Try to interlace the opposite way under your head. And then lift up into head, neck, and torso. Move yourself to the left. So you're moving away from the legs that move to the right. Maybe still have that pigeon pose in the legs. And now you listen again, filling into the right side of your belly, the right side of your ribs, the right side of your shoulder. Right side here is our liver and ascending colon. You're getting into that right kidney and all of that space in the right lung. Really feeling that wholeness there, just allowing the body to repair. Head, neck, and torso, come back to center. Release the arms. Bring the legs back to center. Release the legs. And move around here. And from here, we're going to settle into Shavasana. Make sure that you feel as though the body is calm and relaxed. And as we move to Shavasana, we're going to sit with one more breath exercise. Just kind of designed to bring us into our head and allow this place of quiet to come over the body almost effortlessly. It's this place where the exhales where you become so involved with how you're exhaling that the whole body just melts and falls into this place of just heavy steadiness where you're resting deeply into the earth. So the inhale is going to be that 3-part inhale. The slow, deep belly inhale, breathing into the heart, the diaphragm, the rib cage, holding that breath all the way up into the throat, into the shoulders. The exhale, I'm going to call out 3 different exhale. First one is going to be as though you're blowing on a dandelion, making a wish. It's a nice cooling exhale. The second exhale is going to be a heating exhale out of the mouth as though you're fogging a mirror. And the third exhale is going to be out of the nose, just a calming, slow exhale. And so let's inhale to belly. Inhale together. Inhale, belly, heart, shoulders. Exhale, make a wish on a dandelion. Inhale, belly, heart, shoulders. Exhale and fog the mirror. Inhale, belly, heart, shoulders. And exhale through the nose. Feel that coolness. Inhale, belly, heart, shoulders. And make a wish. Feeling the body sink in as you release the breath. When the inhale's ready, inhale belly, heart, shoulders. Fog the mirror, feel that sense of heaviness, of settling the whole torso, the whole hip area, all of your arms and legs just resting. Inhale belly. Inhale heart. Inhale shoulders. And through the nose, exhale slowly. One more round. Inhale. Make a wish. Inhale. Fog the mirror. Inhale. And exhale through the nose and just allow yourself to rest here. Start to deepen your breath. Coming back to the space that it fills, coming back to the sound of it. Feel yourself sink into the earth on the exhale. Noticing this steadiness that you created in your very bones. Just with the power of your breath, the power of your awareness, the power of your yoga practice. And start to bring movement back into the body, wiggle the fingers and toes. Have a little smile come over your face, just waking up with joy here. Reach your hands up overhead, stretch into the arms, stretch into the lungs. And start to move yourself over to one side. Take a breath and then let it go. And come on up into a comfortable seated position. Hands come to your heart. A gesture of love, that gesture of gratitude, that gesture of thanks. And take a full deep breath here. Expand as much as you can. Listen to the sound. Exhale. And then let's add our voice to the sound of that exhale, ending class with the sound of 3 ohms, knowing that everyone is joining us from wherever they are. Slow inhale. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste.